Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video we are back with this Buggy, and yes guys, I have got couple of things to be done on this thing before this thing is finalized and I could jump over to the paint. The main thing of all, the radiator got clogged up and it just blowed the pipe over here. So I need to get that thing repaired, like get a better flow, better and bigger radiator for this thing, so that this engine will keep the cooling temperature like normal cooling temperature. And also guys, the temperature switch isn't working, the temperature gauge, sorry, the temperature gauge isn't working, so I need to get that thing to work as well. And also guys, I'm thinking to cover up this area, like all the engine and everything will be back there, and it will be completely safe to get inside this thing. That's what the plan is, to cover up the back portion so that the sound of the engine won't be like on our ears. That's what the thing is. So guys, enough of talking, let's just clean this thing up first and then move on to the rest of the stuff. I can move from back right now. Guys, I have got this thin sheet metal with me. So yes guys, I'm thinking to test out whether this sheet is going to work or not, whether it's going to make sound around. So I have got the bonnet of this thing, the Buggy, and yes, let's just cut it to the shape of this and see how it turns out. Let's just try it out. I'm not an expert in this, but this is the first time I'm doing this sheet work on the body and all. So hopefully nothing went wrong. Hopefully I do it better. And yes, I'm going to cut out like 1 cm extra so that I could give a fold at all the edges of this thing. That's what the plan is. So let's just see how it turns out. This sheet is way too thin that I could cut out with this as well. Guys, I'm impressed with my work, that it turned out pretty good. I didn't expect it that way, but it turned out good. So yes guys, there is some negative point in this thing, like it's way too sketchy right now. You can see if I lay my hand on it or apply a slight pressure on it, it just goes in. So yes guys, it definitely needs supports from underneath, but you know, this metal is way too thin. I cannot do any sort of welding on it. So I don't have the perfect welder for this thing. So yes guys, I have to go for some other idea, or make some sort of supports with the pipe and all, so that it could sit on it. I don't know, I'm thinking about it for right now. Let's just see what turns out. Other than that, the sheet turned out pretty good. Yes guys, I need to like give some supports for sure to make this thing to stay in the shape. And yes guys, it's looking absolutely perfect. Here is the bonnet of the Buggy, and yes guys, I'm not going to install it the way it is. I have sanded it out, so it's bit perfect. So let's just use a spray paint over here and turn it black so that it won't look that ugly and all when it is installed. That's what the thing is. Can is empty, and it's not completely painted also. Half painted hood. Now let's just get 4 tabs installed on this side so that it won't be able to lift up. Got the bonnet installed. It turned out pretty good. So the second step is to jump over and remove the seats from here so that I could have a easy access to get this thing closed up. Yes guys, got the bus seat removed and I found out a way to get this massive sheet in there. It's from the top. The only place it could fit is from the top. So let's just put it in. And the best thing of all, it is covering out the maximum part over here. From the rear, the sheet, like I have installed 5 tabs total over here, and they look holding up pretty good. So that's enough for here. Let's just jump over to the bottom and get some tabs over installed over there as well, so that it won't be like flexing out down there. Got this both mounted out, and it is kind of a tight squeeze, but there is enough gap for over here as well, so that's better. Like these things are bolted out, so the remaining 2 things, I don't think so they are necessary to be bolted out. Like this isn't having any sort of play, it's barely moving, and the other one is this pipe over here, so it is just connected with the hose to the engine, so I don't think so that is necessary at any point. So let's just leave it like this and move on to something else. Yes guys, got the sheet installed, the aluminium sheet installed. It's looking perfect over here, and also the seats installed. But guys, this place is looking empty. So I had got a plan of covering up this area so that it will look even better, and that is installing some speakers over here so that I could just ride it while hearing the music. So that I will do it later on, but for now let's just jump over to the radiator, and I have got another radiator with me, and it is little bit better than the previous radiator, because the previous radiator, the thickness wasn't that much, it was very less, and this is, we can call that thing, it was around 1.5 inch, and this thickness is around 1 inch, so which will pull this engine even better. So yes guys, I have to redesign this fans to fit on the other side so that the pipes could be on the towards the engine side, and the fans will be towards the back side. So if I install it the way it is, means the pipes are also going to go back, and it's going to be way too long pipe, so I have to go all the way around to get this thing to work. So I could just add up some rubbers inside there, and the radiator could be placed like this on the top. The radiator is mounted out, Now let's just figure out a way to get the fan installed over here. So let's just make a hole over here and install 10 mm bolts so that I could just use 2 bolts to tie this stud over here. Now the fans are perfectly installed and they look pretty solid right now. And even I could access up the radiator filler cap over there. So the next step is the wiring part. So I'm not going to film that because it's way too boring part. So let's just hook up the wirings of this thing. And I'm going to run both the fan as I have done the last time. So I'm going to run both the fans to keep this engine as much cool as possible. Just mounting a nut over here. And with this I could just tight up this switch over here so that I could know the temperature of the engine. Now this is done. Now I need to add one more pipe over here so that there is carburetor pipe which need to be fitted right over here. So let's just add up, may jump to the lathe and make one pipe fitting. Yes guys, got the aluminium sheet installed, and the main reason to install this sheet for safety is because of this. You can see like the wide opening over here. This happened because this engine was sitting and the previous who owned this engine wasn't like had used water instead of coolant, and because of that water like all the rust was built inside the engine, and that rust came into the radiator and it just clogged up the radiator. So when my brother was riding it, he just revved the engine up, and this is what it had done. It just blew up the pipe over here, the hose pipe. So yes guys, I'm not going to take another chance. That's what I have installed this sheet, and it turned out pretty solid, like it's working perfectly. So moving on to the next thing, like I hook up the radiator, that's also done. Like I still need to get coolant and put in there. So while we are waiting for the coolant, let's just jump over to the next step, and the next step is to get the brake pedal. It's kind of on a stiffer side, so let me just move it to the soft side so that it will be easy for me to stop this vehicle. The brakes are working perfectly, just the pedal is little bit soft, a little bit hard to press. So let's just, I have got an idea of how to like make it soft. So let's just jump over and get that thing soft. Made some longer tabs so that it could just go a little bit lower, and it will soften it up. That's what the plan is. So let's just weld it up over here. Finally guys, here is the speaker system which I was thinking to install it on a buggy. And yes guys, I have got like 5 of these small speakers which I'm going to use it definitely, and also a big speaker right over here. Actually I have got 2 of these, but they are not exactly the same size, so I'm just going to use one of these because it has got a lot of sound, and even the bass is incredible on this thing. So yes guys, and also I'm going to use this, the controller of this speaker. The main reason to use this because the controller on this thing has gone bad, and this is absolutely running perfect. So I'm going to roll out the controller, like I have to install the volume switch and also this controller, a display we can say, right on the dashboard, and use this massive speaker at the back, at the center, and use like 5 of these or 4 of these, 2 on either side. So yes guys, I'm excited about it. So this is the exact place where I'm going to install this, and this will be from the back, not from the front. It will be installed from the back. So yes guys, I have to make a giant hole over here. A giant means a really big hole over here. And yes guys, hopefully it turns out great. That's what the plan is. Finally guys, got this massive hole done and even drilled out the 4 volts place. So let's just get it installed and install the speaker and see how it turns out. So guys, just temporarily installing this mesh and see how it looks like. Wow man, it's looking absolutely perfect. If I don't install the speaker also, like this will act as airflow to the radiator. But I'm going to use a speaker, definitely. And it's looking absolutely perfect. So let's just jump over and install like 4 small, and then finally bolt out all the speakers and hook up the wiring and try to run it out, like see how they perform. Guys, the radiator is mounted out and it turned out great. I have turned the fan, check the fan, they are working perfectly. And also guys, the sheet over here for the safety, if anything happens over here, nothing will happen to the driver and the passenger over here. That's what the main thing is. And yes guys, the sheet was looking ugly over here, and for that I have installed some speakers over here so that it will give some shape over here. That's after installing the speaker, it's looking better. And also guys, got the bonnet installed. This bonnet I had made like about 4 to 5 months earlier, and right now I have installed it. That's what the thing is. That's it done. And guys, yes guys, I'm facing an issue over here, like the engine oil pump, like water pump, is leaking. So both of them are connected, like the oil pump and the water pump are connected together, and they are inside the chamber of this thing, which means I have to open it up and repair that thing. To open that thing up means I have to remove the seat, this one, the radiator, the sheet, and the engine. I have to remove it out to get it to, in order to work on there. So yes guys, that means I have to remove bunch of stuffs to get that thing done. So yes guys, that's going to be for the next video of this project. Hopefully we are going to get that thing repaired, and yes guys, get it fired up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out any of my future videos. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.